Yeah, man, I don't have any preamble.
You would have been terrible during the development of our country.
I guess.
I feel like there was a lot of preamble in that era, okay?
How does preamble work in the context of history? I'm under a hot blanket, so I'm already melting.
The preamble is the it's like the introductory thing. Like we have it on the Constitution where there's a preamble before they start talking about shit.
I've never read the Constitution. Maybe I did when I was like 8, but I don't care. There's no Spider-Man in this.
How do you know? What if at the bottom it's been signed Spider-Man the whole time and you just don't know?
Because I read it when I was 8 and went nope, and just it's out, it's gone.
I scanned it. I did a quick scan. For
no,
Spider-Man.
I only know like preamble comes up a lot in my mind because it's a technical term used in networking. So like preamble is like when it's doing the like sending the signal out before it gets a ping. That's a preamble.
Yeah, I mean, the speech version of that is let me do like the intro paragraph before we get into the nitty and gritty.
Yes. Yeah, that's and that's how we use it. But like when you brought up America and the development, and my hot brain was like, I don't know what any of it. What? My
hot soup brain.
That's not
said no.
That's not the internet.
That doesn't make sense. I need to go. Hello and welcome to your first annual WHTPAHversary. That's we have that podcast at home celebrating its 1 year birthday anniversary.
And I'm on brand Gamage, and this is our off-brand podcast.
And I'm on brand Rachel, and this is our off-brand podcast.
It's the only podcast to walk right through the door. Walk right through the door.
And then walk right back out of the door. Right back
That's
out
not
of
how
the
the
door.
song goes, Rachel!
As you guys should know at this point, each week we play Russian roulette with our success and spin a wheel to find out the genre of the next week's podcast.
This week we're fucking just going lightning round on that bitch. Just constant wheel spin, wheel spin, wheel spin. What are we going to talk about today? I don't fucking know.
Yep. For our 1 year anniversary, we're just going to go hog wild.
Thank you, and I apologize for spending a year with us.
I'm
sorry about everything.
If you've just been in a county prison and this is the only thing that happens to come in on the television every day, I'm so sorry.
I don't know how our podcast is ending up in prison television.
There's so many things wrong with that.
That's all I have to say on that.
Someone's just
I don't know how
streaming their Spotify and leaving it on loop.
Anyway, as we said, we both got wheels up. I have a wheel today. Guess what? I'm going to be spinning it, finding something, and then I'm going to fucking hit that topic hard. And fast, by the way, because we don't want to spend the entire episode talking about one thing. Though I'm not ruling that out, because that shit happens, man.
We've already brought up Spider-Man once, and it's become a running theme, so we'll see if it continues reoccurring. For topics on our wheel, we have true crime, funny crimes, true crime, our real or fake game. We have slice of life, story time or advice.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We have pop culture.
This is torture.
Fuck you. Fine, I'll stop.
I thought I had you muted. I'm sorry.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
So what we've done is that we've had the normal categories, but we have subcategories within those categories, so it's going to be a lot more specific. And we're going to make a game out of this. Haha, just kidding. That's the dumb idea Rachel had.
Shut the fuck up.
I'll cut that out. I won't cut that out. And I'm going to spin the wheel for you. Are you
Spins
ready,
ahoy,
Rachel?
Go. I'm here. I'm queer. Spin the wheel. You got to make the sound, dude.
I don't.
Yeah, you do. Otherwise, it's just really quiet for a while.
and that's what you will have to deal with.
Dead silent.
I'm not even gonna cut the timing on that. I'm gonna keep it how it is too, so that people
please
know
leave this whole
that
thing
you're.
In there. Holy fuck, that was so funny. You were like, okay, I'm spinning it.
A quiet men's bathroom.
You just hear like a poop hit the water and then the flush.
Well, the men's bathroom is like constant ripping ass and then occasionally like little like pot shots of urine hitting the urinal. It's never a full stream. It's always like tss, 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 tss. I don't make the rules. You got movie review.
I'm crying. Holy fuck. Okay, my speedy movie review is the movie Rubber. I don't remember when it came out. I probably should have written that down on all of these, but I
Jesus
didn't.
Christ.
It's about a...
Calm down, Rachel.
I don't know why your men's bathroom thing made me laugh so hard, and I just can't stop now.
Because you can tell that it's like personal and like not something
yeah,
you've
it's like
necessarily
very
experienced.
relevant to your life in particular. Oh, fuck. All right, the movie Rubber. It's about a sentient tire. I'm pretty sure in the first 15 minutes he picks up a hooker and goes to a hotel room. There's like an audience watching the whole time, and I don't mean you. I mean there's an audience within the movie that's audiencing the tire, and you're audiencing them. And then he blows up shit with his rubber brain.
What the fuck was any of that you just said? Any of it? Can you just...
You want me to go back to the beginning?
No, please don't.
Okay, this is a review of the movie Rubber. It's about a sentient tire.
Please don't. Stop.
There's an audience in the movie Rubber that's like on top of a mountain, like just staring at the tire as it goes and does its sentient tire things. But like they're in the film, so I said you're audiencing the audience.
Is that what it's called? Because you're auditing an audience? Probably. There's probably some audio thing. So
you might have found meaning in a nonsense that I was giving.
That's fine. But are they watching the tire from a cliff through like a telescope? Or they just is honestly, the cliff just like above this town and they're just watching the tire do dumb shit?
Well, the cliff is above the town, but I really don't remember if they're using like binoculars or a telescope or anything, because there's a fair amount of them. And I want to say they're just like looking, but I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen this film.
This sounds awful.
Have you never seen Rubber?
No, I haven't seen Rubber.
I'm stunned. That seems like a you film.
You're bringing up a weird, obscure, potentially artsy film that I haven't seen, and you're getting surprised when I've mentioned like, globally classic movies that everybody has seen but you.
I don't know what to tell you. We'll watch Rubber next time I see you.
That's fine. I don't. Only if you could watch Kabuki Man.
Okay, deal.
I'm not going to do that. Anyway, go on.
Oh, I forgot I get to spin the wheel now. All right, I'm spinning it. Pop culture book review. Go.
Pop culture book review. I'm glad I got this before Rachel. I recommend I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy.
Damn it.
I haven't read a whole lot of books. I used to read a ton of books. I don't anymore, but this is the last thing I read / listened to audiobook. It's a life-changing book, honestly. If you don't read it, at least get the audiobook. It's read by Jeanette McCurdy herself. It's an interesting look into the unhealthy upbringing of being a child actor
with shitty parents,
overbearing mother. Potentially, like her father, nobody's quite sure what's going on there.
Yeah, her mom was not described well. I think there's a reason she may have wanted her to die. So
I can't say enough good things about this book, but
it's
I'm glad
really good
to have experienced. And I'm happy to see Jeanette make it to the other side. It's a fantastic book. Being a child actor sucks. Being Jeanette McCurdy as a child actor sucks more.
Yeah,
worth a read, worth a listen.
I third that motion. I don't know who seconded it, but I'm sure a lot of people did. So I'm thirding it, and it's really, really good. I think I listened to that in it wasn't very long. I think it only took me 4 days because it ended up being something that I was obsessively listening to.
4 days? It's like a 6-hour audiobook thing.
Well, no, it's longer than that. I'm pretty sure. It was, but
it's 6 hours, I think, because I listened to it in 1 day at work.
Well, it took me 4 days because I had to go to work and I can't listen to it at work. So it was on dog walks, and then I did it on.
Therefore, it must be 20 hours.
Yes, because that's how long it feels every time I go outside with my dog. 20 hours later.
I'm spinning this wheel.
Please do. We need to move on.
TV show review.
TV show review?
TV show review.
Okay.
Here's The Office is a great show about...
No, shut the fuck up. Twin Peaks. Never seen it except for the first episode. I live
seriously?
near the diner that's in it that has the pie and the things. Seems cool. seems confusing. The acting was terrible. And it seems
okay, you don't. I'm gonna take over this. I hella recommend Twin Peaks. It's very great. The acting isn't bad. It's meant to be uncanny. That's kind of the whole point. It's meant to be kind of unnerving and weird. It's fantastic, and I kind of wish I experienced it when it was released because it was such a phenomenal point in time. But it's great. It's about a small town murder. Somebody ended up dead. Oh no. And here comes the FBI agent out of town to solve the crime. I have seen the show and not just the fucking first episode. You can't review something you haven't seen, Rachel.
Yes, I can. It's called a blind review. And I saw one episode, so I've seen it. Just not a lot of it.
I think you should give it another shot. Watch a little bit more of it. It gets fucking...
Oh, I'm not against watching it. I just haven't gotten to the point of being invested. I preemptively spun the wheel. You have no stupid questions. It's comedy, no stupid questions.
Fellas, what stops your balls from sticking to your leg during humid season?
So, as a ball owner myself, I just like, a pressure washer? I take one of those, but fill it with baby powder and a tank of air.
So you're pumping baby powder through a pressure washer.
Well, it's kind of like a pressure washer, but it's really just, it's just blowing baby powder air, and then I pressure baby powder wash my testicles, my thighs.
You could just say like a fire hydrant filled with...
That like how you went with a water-based item too. Neither of us went with like an air compressor filled with baby powder or I don't know, fucking dry shampoo.
Bitch, most fire extinguishers are like a dust. They're not
I'm
water.
Sorry, I thought you said fire hydrant.
You're stupid. That's what.
You're not wrong.
We're all stupid here. So what I do is I have Me Undies, which is what's sponsoring. Now I'm kidding. We're not sponsored yet. But I have Ball Caddy boxer briefs, which are fucking phenomenal. And they just kind of cup you.
Sponsoring this episode?
We're both sponsoring this episode is what's happening. This is sponsored by Rachel and Gamage. Grab the future is our tagline. Grab it.
No, this is sponsored by Rachel and Gamage. Sluts go nuts is our tagline. Sluts.
Let's go nuts. Grab the nuts of the future.
Yeah, grab the future
Shrimps
nuts.
is bugs.
Yes.
All right, I spun the wheel, and you got true crime.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Which one?
But it hit funny crime, so do with that what you will.
Someone put an out of order sign on one of those deposit box slots at a bank with instructions to put the deposit in the metal box that was padlocked to a tree adjacent to the bank. And the next morning, they unlocked it, took the box, and went away with all of the undisclosed number of cash deposits. That's
hilarious. And I actually remember reading the headline of this one when I was looking for one too.
Did you really?
Like a deposit chained to a tree. Yeah. It's hilarious, but I'm glad you covered it. It's also short and sweet. Look at that.
All right, I spun the wheel. You got true crime, and we're playing... What did we call... You called it something earlier.
True crime or movie time.
All right, I like that. True crime or movie time.
Dope. I have a couple that I've laid out. Man attempts to smuggle birds into Australia.
I'm sure that's happened, so on some level that's real. But I want to say a movie. I'm going to go with a movie.
This is actually a true story, and it was a big crime thing.
It was one of them there big things.
I was imagining it like a baby saying it. It was a big crime. So, an Australian traveler was caught with 2 live pigeons stuffed in his trousers as he returned from a trip in the Middle East.
That's fantastic.
The 23-year-old man was searched after authorities discovered 2 eggs in a vitamin container in his luggage.
That's just my lunch. Don't look twice.
They then frisked him and found the pigeons wrapped in padding envelopes and strapped to each of the man's legs with a pair of tights. Officials also seized seeds in his money belt and an undeclared eggplant. I didn't even read that the last.
An undeclared
Sir,
eggplant. So not only
sir,
could you...
sir, you didn't tell us about this eggplant.
Could you imagine if when he was getting arrested,
I'm trying.
They're uncovering the birds, and they're not even like it's a non-issue with the birds, and then it's hey, you did not declare this eggplant. That's at least a $2,000 fine. Holy fuck! I'm sorry. Can we hold on? I need to go back and clarify some details here.
Yeah. Okay.
They discovered the pigeons strapped to his thighs because of the eggs, or was that just a sum total list?
No, they discovered the 2 eggs in a vitamin container within his luggage, and then they frisked him and found the pigeons.
So you're saying
which is fucking wild.
He got all the way through other security check processes, and it was these 2 fucking eggs in a vitamin bottle. I
don't know how far he got.
But like, if you're... What did he do that was suspicious enough that you looked through the vitamin bottle? Because I'm just imagining that either he was being weird and then you looked through his shit and you found these eggs.
A random bag check.
But, like, you have to be going through TSA for that. So he went through the metal detector and
Rachel, you're asking me questions
scan.
I don't have answers to.
I know, but I just imagine going through a body scan and they're like, everything's good.
Look, when we were coming back from Japan, we had to stop for a bag check because we had knives, like, and the X-ray sensors picked it up, and they're like, oh, we need to see what this is, and we had to do a whole we had to go to a separate room and open the bag. This shit happens. Maybe it doesn't happen to you, but it happens.
No, here's my thing, though, Gamage.
Okay, here we go.
When you got randomly bag checked, were you in the TSA process?
No, it was in our connecting flight. So like we went to the Philippines and then the bag was going through that and then it was flagged and then we had to go to a side.
Yes, but so it was going through, you had already gone through some type of security check, correct?
Yeah.
To get to this point. So you're saying that at some point in that security check, no one said anything about the pigeons strapped to your thighs. And then your bag got checked, and now we're concerned about the pigeons strapped to your thighs.
To be fair, a little bit of racial insensitivity here. He was on a return trip from the Middle East. They might not have patted him down too well.
Fact checker has posted the sentence, a 39-year-old Czech man was stopped before entering the Sydney airport Tuesday for allegedly carrying 16 wild bird eggs in the crotch of his pants. Australia's Customs and Border Protection Service said in a statement, Customs arrested the man and charged him with attempting to import regulated live species without a permit. So he didn't even make it into the airport, or is that's
a different one altogether.
Oh my god!
Because that doesn't say anything
smuggling bird eggs.
Because that doesn't say anything about 2 pigeons strapped to his legs. There are pictures. Fact checker, find that, please. And it was 2 eggs.
Yeah, but so I guess
yes.
Back to my original point, though, is like if you get to the point where somebody is checking your bag and is going through a vitamin bottle to the point of finding eggs.
I'm reading it how it is.
Process.
You are on the weirdest hang-up. You have picked the weirdest hill to die on. I don't know why.
Just imagine getting a body scan and they're like, it's fine. You're supposed to have that quantity of bones there. That's not weird at all. I was born with a deformity. It's called fly thighs.
I don't know. A lot of them just have a scanner thing. Maybe he had like fucking lead lining the envelopes and the x-ray scanner that goes around doesn't see. I don't know, Rachel. I don't know, and it does not matter to me so hard.
Apparently smuggling eggs is a big problem.
Yes. I haven't gotten to that point because you had to fucking just take this train off the track.
I'm stunned that you don't have more questions about the train on the fucking track. I think these questions were justified.
It's a common issue. I don't know. He left Middle East, so apparently they might be very lax. They might be very lax. I don't know. I've never been to the Middle East. I've never been to Australia. I don't know what their customs are.
Do you think a lot of people in the Middle East and Australia are born with wings on their thighs?
No, probably not. But I don't know if they check or not. That's my point.
All right, continue.
Not every airport is crazy American TSA airport is what I'm saying.
What? Did I talk to you about the fact that TSA no longer checks the shoes of children? It's like they were suddenly realizing that taking off your shoes through TSA is kind of dumb because like nowhere else does it. And so now if you're
thank you. You just made my point. Nobody's been.
Yeah, no, I get it. If you're over the age of 12, you have to take off your shoes. And if you are under the age of 12, you can smuggle bombs in the soles of your shoes.
Yeah. You also got to take off your belt, and you got to like get a wet wipe and then rub the bottom of your scrotum and then hand it to them. And then you need to say, I'm here to visit the princess every time you go through. And if you have to leave to go to the bathroom, then they like give you a big like Shrek balloon to carry to the bathroom.
Yeah, and if you're not doing that when you go through TSA, you've been flagged. I just think you should know.
The alleged bird smuggler who arrived in Melbourne on Sunday on a flight from Dubai was being questioned, the official said. Australia has a very strict quarantine regulations on the importation of wildlife, plants, and food to protect health, agriculture, and the environment. Charges of wildlife smuggling carry a maximum penalty of 10 years imprisonment and a fine of 110,000 Australian dollars. I don't know how much that is in freedom bucks. Genexco, which is the guy's name, said the pigeons were not endangered and that the inquiry, as well as the birds, eggs, and seeds, had been turned over to the quarantine service. That didn't matter to me. Fact checkers now saying some bullshit.
The pigeons were strapped to his calves. And strapped to his calves, not his thighs. My apologies.
Yeah, you made a...
The eggs were... Well, I'm sorry. The eggs were hidden in his crotch, so...
No, that was the other one. The eggs were in a vitamin container in his luggage.
That was the whole debate. Yep. Spin your wheel.
Jesus Christ.
There's a lot of bird crimes being talked about.
It's just the weirdest hill to die on. Like, I don't know why we're doing.
I just had a lot of questions about how you get through smuggling live. Like, I'm gonna start putting gerbils in my suitcase.
I appreciate your questions.
And an undeclared eggplant.
That was my concern. But like, I support your curiosity and need to learn. I do think you should go through the proper outlet because I don't have those answers.
Well, I don't want actual
I barely have
It's
accurate answers about the things I know. I have spun the wheel. You have blind
movie.
movie.
Say it like that. All right, you have to send me a movie to review.
I just typed in movies into Google and I'm going off of that. This movie's called Fursonas. Nope.
All right, so Fursonas is a movie about...
No. Man, I'm getting some random fucking movies in this. All right. How about the hit movie that just came out, Longlegs? Give me the review on Longlegs.
So Longlegs is a horror film about Daddy Longlegs. It's actually kind of an interesting horror film because I don't remember who the director is. But
it's Oz Perkins.
Okay, sorry.
You can just make it up, man.
Can you just let me give my bullshit review, please? Without making notes? I wouldn't normally look up the director. You do. So I was staying true to my character.
I just had it up.
All right. So Oz Perkins directed Longlegs. It's a horror movie about Daddy Longlegs, the spiders. But
wait, why were the Daddy Longlegs there? Is my question.
Hold on. Let me get through the review and maybe I'll explain. Stop asking questions in the middle of my sentence.
Let's focus on this part.
So it's about Daddy Longlegs, and it's a horror film. But the really interesting part is that Oz Perkins also directed a subplot about the Daddy Longlegs and their children because they are daddies and they have babies. So it's actually like a really cute, almost rom-com-esque film at the same time.
But also horror.
The horror element really comes from the fact that I have arachnophobia, so it really creeps me out.
All right.
But that's Daddy Longlegs by Oz Perkins.
Yeah, go out and see it today.
Nicolas Cage voices the main Daddy Longlegs.
She only knew that Nicolas Cage was in it because Fact Checker said Nicolas Cage was in it. I want to make sure. I
didn't actually think he was in it. I thought she was just saying that.
He is in it though.
Yeah, he plays the biggest daddy of the Longlegs.
I get it because of the movie that he was in where he was Big Daddy.
Nope.
No, Kick-Ass. He was Big Daddy, wasn't he?
What? Oh, no, you might have been right.
The name of his character in Kick-Ass was his Big Daddy, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
I don't know. This sounds like a nonsense sentence to me. I know what you're saying, but I have no
It's
fucking
not.
clue.
In the movie Kick-Ass, you know the movie Kick-Ass?
I know. I have no idea if he's called Daddy, though.
It's Big Daddy was his character, but like it's just that's a crazy reference that you accidentally made.
I love accidentally wildly referencing other films. That has to be done like at least 30 times a day for most people, is accidentally referencing other films.
Anyway, that's Long Legs. Check it out.
You got true crime, funny crimes, bitch.
True crime, funny crime. All right, I have all right. In 2019, in a sex fantasy gone wrong, 2 men with machetes entered the wrong house in New South Wales, Australia, before quickly realizing their error. They had been hired to carry out a client's fantasy of being tied up in his underwear and stroked with a broom. I was pausing for applause on your end.
That's real.
No, this is just the crime. I'm explaining it.
Oh, because it's funny crimes. Sorry. Yes. I was like, that has to be an actual thing. That's fucking
what
insane.
movie is this?
Is this Star Wars?
Some crazy Quentin Tarantino shit. The roleplay was arranged over Facebook by a man near Griffith, New South Wales, who provided his address to the hired pair. However, the client moved to another address 30 miles away without updating the 2 men. They then entered a home on the street of the original address. When the resident noticed a light on in his kitchen at 6:15 a.m., he assumed it was a friend who came by daily to make morning coffee. When the men called out the name of their client, the resident turned on the light and removed a sleep apnea mask he was wearing. It was then that he saw them above his bed with the machetes, which they appeared to have brought as props for the roleplay. When they realized their error, one of the pair said, "Sorry, mate," and shook the resident's hand and left.
That's such an odd way for that encounter to end. But also, could you imagine hiring people to come play out some wild, like, dangerous sex fantasy and then forgetting to tell those people that you moved?
Yeah, it might be like a thing like on Grindr or some shit, and like he just didn't have his address updated on his thing, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, look at my profile, there it is, blah blah blah."
No,
I agree.
That's not how Grindr works. It's location based.
I know that because it even said over Facebook. I was giving an example.
How much money do you think they spent on this experience? And then that's like ordering something really expensive or even just food to your house and then moving and not telling them where you went. And then just accepting that all of this is lost to you now.
A weird fixation again.
I can't imagine. Like, I hired somebody to play out a crazy sex fantasy with machetes. I would have needed to pay for the machetes. And then done the sex fantasy thing, which means I put out an ad for it. So I don't know. Let's say I'm spending like a couple $100 on this because I purchased the machetes and the ski masks or whatever. And then I forgot to tell you that I moved. Also, how far in advance did we plan this that I didn't know I was moving?
I don't know or care, but if I had to guess, I would imagine it's some kind of like within this date range, like because you want it to be a surprise. Like,
so if I said like the month of September, but then my landlord evicted me, it's like, oh fuck, I was busy with other things. My bad.
That is like far benefit of the doubt, in my opinion. Like that, it could be a weird situation like that, but this is already a weird situation. So
there's a lot happening here.
The 2 men drove to the correct address where the client noticed one man had a great big knife in his trousers and asked him to leave the weapons in the car. The client then cooked bacon, eggs, and noodles, and a short time later, the police arrived at the property, found the machetes in the car, and arrested the hired pair.
What the fuck?
The judge ruled that the evidence did not suggest the men's actions were intentional. Quote unquote, they carried the machetes either as a prop or something to use in that fantasy, he said. The fantasy was unscripted and there was discretion as to how it would be carried out. And finally concluded that the facts of this case are unusual.
I think that's an understatement.
A lawyer for the Terrence Leroy, one of the accused, said it was commercial agreement to tie up and stroke a semi-naked man in his underpants with a broom. Entry was not with intent to intimidate.
Where do the fucking machetes come in if you want to be stroked with a broom? Like, do you just have like a wicker broom, but I'm going to trim it with my machete first?
No, it's like a sense of danger. Like you want to be, it's like a hostage kind of situation.
Yes, but you're immediately following up your hostage situation with a broom, is my point here.
Bro, you're picking apart a weird kink? I don't know. Ask this guy.
I'm just saying.
I don't have the answers you want. What is wrong with you?
They're not meant to be answered questions, Gamage. They're meant to be thinking questions. They're meant to be speculative. Also, if you wanted to be
speculating that you're a fucking weirdo.
If you want to be stroked with a broom, they should have come in with wands, and then it could have been a witch fantasy, and it makes a little bit more sense.
I don't know. He wanted a broom because when he was a kid, he was held hostage and beaten with a broom.
When I was a child, a man came into my home with a machete and touched me with a broom, and now it's my kink. Spin the fucking wheel, please.
I'm on it.
Please, God.
It is a would you rather. Hit me with a would you rather.
Would you rather have hiccups for the rest of your life or feel constantly like you're going to sneeze but never actually get to sneeze?
Each time you said the second option, like what it actually was, you cut out. So it was have the need to always, but then you never actually. So that's funny, but
it's actually really entertaining. Would you rather have hiccups for the rest of your life or constantly feel like you have to sneeze but never be able to sneeze?
It almost did it again. I heard sneeze and I was able to guess sneeze.
Is the mic allergic to the word sneeze?
Maybe.
When I said it that time, did you hear it?
I did.
Damn, weird.
It might be like a way that sneeze is enunciated, like the way the S like goes under into the N.
The way
and that, like Discord is like, I don't know what that is. You cut
goes under into the end actually makes a whole lot of sense for the word sneeze.
Yeah.
That's just well put. All right, hiccups or sneezing. Or hiccups or no sneezing, sorry. Hiccups or edging your sneeze.
I think I'd rather have the edging of sneeze.
Yeah, I've actually, as a kid in first or second grade, found the Guinness Book of World Records, and it was like a dude had hiccups for 8 years or something, and I decided in that moment in first or second grade, when you're like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, one of those ages, that I would fucking kill myself if I had hiccups for more than like 30 minutes. And I don't even like that. I would give hiccups a couple days before I was like, all right, it's time to write my will.
I haven't had hiccups in like 30 years, maybe. I don't even remember what it's like. I know that occasionally after I drink, like I take a long drink of like some cold bubbly and like I'll have like a quick little like once hiccup and then it's gone. But it sucks. Brittany has hour-long hiccups.
I couldn't do that.
But I've discovered the cure to get her to stop. And every time I do it, she's like angry that it works.
What is it?
See, what I do is I take the dagger of Ningithoth and then I carve her heart out and then make a wish to bring her back to life. And it kind of just resets, like cleans the slate.
Do you have to put the heart back in afterwards, or does it naturally just sort of
It automatically does it, like when you do the resurrect spell.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Sense. Yeah, I can, you know what? I can see her being mad about it. I feel like that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that ceremony takes a long time.
No, it's you have them drink water, and while they're drinking, like in the middle of, you pull their ears up.
From the lobe or from the top?
From the top, but we've also done it like lobe down. So like I think either works. It's just like a kind of like a muscle reaction of the bits behind the ears.
The
like that being stimulated is like makes it so that your diaphragm goes, oh, I don't know what.
It just confuses it long enough that it's like, I don't remember what I was doing before this.
Yeah, fact checker confirms it's so stupid that it works. And every time we do it, she's like, that's so dumb because it fucking works.
Really? You've just like Pavlovianly conditioned Brittany to be cured of hiccups every time you fuck with her ears in a weird way?
It's because she has it for hours and she's like, this is my life now. I can't believe it. And I get annoyed that she's hiccuping. You know, it's like one of those things like where it's like, I'm annoyed, but I know it's not your fault. Like, you're obviously not doing this.
But it is still annoying.
I'm aggravated and I don't like it. So I found a cure.
Found a cure and it's pulling your ears around.
Out of spite, not out of empathy.
You also got comedy. Would you rather?
Would you rather be permanently barefoot or permanently wearing shoes?
If I was permanently barefoot, I think my feet would turn into hobbit feet. But I think that would really cause a lot of problems in life. Can I change my shoes if I'm permanently wearing shoes?
I don't think so. I think maybe it's like some
it's just
kind
like
of
one pair.
Yeah, I imagine that your feet aren't like in danger of being inside the shoes, because I know for a fact that one time I took a Greyhound from like the East Coast to the West Coast, and it was like a 2-day trip, and I had my shoes on the entire time, and it was painful to take off.
Your shoes were painful to take off?
The feet, not the shoes. The shoes can't feel, stupid.
That's not what I was saying.
But no, yes, like when you take the shoes off, like it kind of hurts to like take it off.
I don't know
like,
if I've ever had that experience from wearing shoes for a long time.
I mean, like it's like diet trench foot, if that makes sense.
It's trench foot light. It's before you start paying for the premium subscription of trench foot.
Trench foot trial. But yeah, it's just like
fuck.
you're like the way that you're like, you know, your feet kind of like get moist and they just like kind of mold to where they're at and like start sticking to everything, and then it's like that, and then that's why you have to change your socks and shoes daily, bro.
Okay, so will I get trench foot if I continue wearing shoes, or am I immune to like smelly feet and shoe problems?
I imagine so, because otherwise this is like a death sentence. Like if you do the permanently wearing shoes, you're gonna have them surgically removed sooner or later.
I'm gonna go with permanently wearing shoes if there are no like stinky feet. I don't know, like any drawbacks. I think you should be allowed to change the shoes.
Yeah, I feel like it might be like you are able to take them off in the shower, but the second you step out, you cannot step on the ground unless you have socks and shoes on.
Okay,
so you shower, and then while you're in the shower, turn the shower off, put socks and shoes on.
So not even that. The way that I pictured it was like you constantly have a type of shoe on, but like when you snap, like it would change the type of shoe. So I never get the relief of taking off a shoe.
Yeah, sure.
Because then you could be like, oh, I'm wearing sandals today. And then when you go to bed, you could be wearing like, I don't know, some other soft shoe slippery thing or some shit. And then, you know, like you can still go live your life. You're just constantly in shoes. Like you never get the taking off the shoe feel. Always shoe. I'm going to pick always shoes.
All right, I'm spinning the wheel. It's spin, spin, spin.
Wait, it's my turn to spin the wheel because I just did the would you rather.
No, I did the would you rather for the shoes.
Yes, so it's my turn to spin the wheel because you read the shoes. That was your would you rather.
I know, so I would spin the wheel so that you would have a topic.
Oh, fuck. I think I'm getting, yeah. It was a little confusing there.
It doesn't help that we both had a would you rather like in a row.
No, and it doesn't help that I've been preemptively spinning the wheel. So it's like makes it worse because I'm like, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. You get true crime or movie time?
True crime or movie time? Fuck yeah, let's go. In 2012, a multi-million-dollar maple syrup heist was busted.
That's real.
That is 1,010% real. The Great Canadian Maple Syrup Heist.
I almost had it on my a true crime like thing because it's so crazy.
So
there was a whole ass maple syrup mafia fucking.
Yeah. Let me read the
Yes, do it.
the origins and the theft here. So the general Great Canadian Maple Syrup Heist was the theft of over several months between 2011 and 2012. Nearly 3,000 tons of maple syrup, valued at 18.7 million Canadian dollars, which is what? It just gave a conversion, but for money from the time of this heist to 2023.
Yeah,
which
it
just
gives inflation.
Yeah, which is 24.1 million in 2023. Like, it's like a decent amount of inflation, but I feel like it's just not. Yeah. The facility was operated by the Federation of Quebec Maple Syrup Producers, which represents 70% of the global maple syrup population. So the origins. In 1966, a group of maple syrup producers in Quebec participated in a joint plan to collectively market maple syrup. This effort inspired the formation of a larger agreement all across Quebec, which became known as the Federation of Quebec Maple Syrup Producers, the FPAH. Maintains a strategic reserve of maple syrup officially known as the International Strategic Reserve, ISR, across multiple warehouses in rural Quebec towns. That is the funniest fucking thing. Theft. So over the course of several months between 2011 and 2012, the contents of 9,571 barrels valued at 18.7 million Canadian dollars was stolen in a suspected insider job from the FPAC facility in Saint Louis de Blanford, Quebec. The syrup was stored in unmarked white metal barrels, inspected only once a year. Thieves used trucks to transport barrels to a remote sugar shack where they siphoned off the maple syrup, refilled the barrels with water, then returned them to the facility. As the operation progressed, the thieves started siphoning syrup directly off barrels in the reserve without refilling them. The stolen syrup was trucked to the South Vermont and East New Brunswick, where it was trafficked in many small batches to reduce suspicion. It was typically sold to legitimate syrup distributors who were unaware of its origin.
Oh my god, does this keep going?
Could you imagine buying a scared maple syrup that's been trafficked all the way from Quebec?
There's also like the government in Canada has like maple syrup reserves that like it's just like our gas where it's like break it out, everybody needs their syrup.
Also, yes, fact checker, I was reading the Wikipedia.
We know.
Why is that a problem? It was summarized.
All the ones I get, I like summarize it and make it. I don't give you the details like the white barrels and stuff. Ugh.
All right, fine. Well,
it's fine. No, it's fine because like half of that shit you were saying cut in and out. I only got half of it, so I could not be
you cut off 90%
invested.
of it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, I mean, like you were talking, it was like, and I'm like, okay, well, I can't hear everything, so I'm gonna check my mail.
Well, thank God it's recorded.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It still exists. There's just no funny response to it. Anyway, I'm spinning a wheel now. You got wild card, motherfucker.
Wild card. Ooh, what do I feel like doing? Let's hit a TV show review. We haven't gotten any of those. I haven't gotten any of those, and I have a couple. I will want to recommend Blue Eye Samurai. It's on Netflix. It kicks ass. It's what if an HBO show were an anime instead. It's really good. It's very graphic. It has sex. It has blood. It has violence. It's great. It's even better is the casting. The entire cast is Asian actors. They bring it. Maya Erskine plays Mizu, a half Japanese, half English girl with blue eyes who decides to on revenge against her English father after having a shit upbringing. She doesn't know who her father is, but knows that it's one of 4 Englishmen in Japan. Joining her is the handless udon chef Ringo, played by Masaoka. He plays Hiro in the show Heroes. If you remember
I love him. Yeah.
He's great. Yeah, I love him. But I love the show. It's great. It's up for an Emmy too, so my fingers are crossed. A lot of amazing shows came out this year for Emmys that are Emmy nominated though, so it's a crapshoot. But Blue Eye Samurai stuck with me, and I can't wait to watch more of it.
Sick. I've been thinking about watching that show, so thank you for the
It's
review.
really, really good. It's really, really good. Like,
Fuck yeah.
I definitely sat on it for a while, and then I'm like, I just put it on one day, and I'm like, I was glued to it. It's so good.
Ooh, I love that kind of show.
And I spun the wheel. You have song review, or just talk about music. I don't care.
Oh, fuck.
Because for me, I just have artists that I wanted to talk about, so whatever.
Where do I want to start for song review? Okay, actually, you know what? I know exactly where I want to start for song review. So my
crisis averted.
Crisis vehemently averted. I've gotten really into, you know, when you go through phases of music where sometimes you just get really stuck in,
Girl,
not always just a
nobody
genre.
understands your plight more than me on this topic.
But hold on, not just a genre, but like I've been stuck in, I really want to listen to songs with sick ass guitar solos in them.
Yes, exactly that.
So I came across.
You should see my playlist. They're bullshit. Like, they're not even listed by genre anymore. It's just certain elements in the music.
The bounce sound good, and this one says 6 sax. No, so the song 25 or 6 or 4 by Chicago. It's a really fucking good guitar solo. So that's my recommendation.
I mean, Chicago's an incredible band.
They're
in
really
general,
fucking
like,
good.
Fucking...
Sometimes I forget how good some bands are, and then they float back into your life, and you just go, Jesus Christ. And then I'm now just inundated with listening to Chicago on repeat.
Yeah, like sometimes I do have my like pre-made playlists and shit, but sometimes I'll just go to a song and I'll just say, play a radio for me. Give me what you feel like from this, because I wanna know.
Mm-hmm. I want something new.
Yeah, Chicago kicks ass.
I'm spinning the wheel. Pop culture, actually coincidentally, TV show review.
Another show that I watched that came out like this last year-ish, also up for an Emmy, is True Detective Night Country. It's the 4th season of the True Detective continuum story. And I don't know if you've ever watched any of the True Detectives. I marathoned them all this year for the first time. They're like, every season is like this. They get big actors to play for the whole season. And then the next season is like a completely different story, different characters, everything.
So kind of like American Horror Story?
Yes, but American Horror Story sticks with like the same 4 people every season, every time.
Oh, so this is totally different every time.
Totally different. Like the first season has like Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson, and then the second season it's different people entirely. They're not even in it. I think they're producers though. But this one is the 4th season, and this time it's starring Jodie Foster and Kaylee Reese, incredible actress. She used to be a boxer, I guess, but.
Seriously?
It takes place, not Jodie Foster, the other one, yes.
Okay, I was like, what?
Jodie Foster is not a boxer. I bet she goes for them, though. So this one takes place in a remote town during the long night of Alaska, which is like, a week long. And there's a murder, like the True Detective does.
A moira.
But this one has like some level of like mystical unknown to it, some kind of like supernatural thing to it.
Okay.
And in my opinion, it's the only good one since the first season. Because I marathoned them all. The second one was okay. The third one, like, I can't even remember it, honestly. But this season, like, stuck with me. It's so fucking good. Also up for an Emmy.
Hell yeah. Okay.
So if you've been on the fence about watching it, fucking watch it. You don't need to watch any of the other seasons. I spin the wheel, and I got Slice of Life story time.
Okay, so for Slice of Life, I didn't really have I have story time, but it's based off of a question. So it's what's the weirdest lie you've ever told about yourself? And I figured we could both answer.
I tell lies to people all the time. Fucking,
that's why I thought it was a good question.
I'm hijacking this. So we recently went to a funeral in Sacramento for Brittany's grandmother, and fucking, I was at a table talking to like her uncle and brother, and then somebody randomly came up and he's just like, "Hey, good, like, what was your name again?" And I just said Mike without missing a beat. And he's like, "Well, it's good to see you, haha." And he leaves, and everybody at the table's like, "Your name's clearly not Mike. Why did you do that?" And I went, I don't know.
I love that you had to try to explain that to other people. Like I'm
not sure why I did it.
I just did it. Don't ask.
I don't know why. I've just become a weird compulsive liar. I don't know why. Yeah, and now the uncle that I was talking to is now calling me a different name every time he sees me, and I've been doing it back to him.
That's fucking fantastic.
So he's like, bye, Trevor. Like, bye, Mark. Like, it's funny. It's a good bonding experience. Sucks for that guy who doesn't know my name, though. But he said, like, oh, yeah, I loved your wedding. It looked great. I'm like, so you were there, and you fucking...
And you still don't know who I am.
It's fine.
To be fair, he could call you anything as long as he calls you your last name. It's fine.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know. I don't even remember my first name, really. It's like...
I swear to God, like, you're just Gamage.
It's Crystal or something like that. I don't know.
Travis Gamage.
Well, it's actually funny on that one, too, because we got... When we sent out our save the day invitations, blah, 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 we got one that came back. Brittany's last name was Travis before getting married. And we got a thank you back that was just like, congratulations, Travis and Brittany.
They did not bother to read that wedding invitation at all.
They like scanned it with their eyes and saw Brittany, Travis. That's a first name. That's him. Well,
then they saw Gamage and went, I don't know what that is, and moved on.
Some kind of like quiche variant. I don't know.
Oh, that's what they're serving at the wedding.
Gamage. It sounds very Mediterranean.
Sounds delicious. You think there's olive oil in that?
All right, give me your story since I checked.
I think the weirdest lie I've ever told about myself is I was talking about like traveling abroad with somebody and they assumed that I had been to Peru. And I don't know why,
That's
but
weird.
at the time I just didn't I didn't want to correct them. So now it's like 5 years later and they adamantly think that I spent like a month living in Peru. But it's so much time has passed that I really don't know how to tell them that I've never even been to Peru, nonetheless lived there for a month. It just took a lot of liberties. I let it happen.
It's this weird like social prison you're in right now, like because it's been so long.
Ever say anything
that you can't be like now, like, hey, I've never been to Peru, because they might not remember why they think that too. And they might just assume, like, well, you told me you went to Peru and just get mad at you.
That, or I need to fully gaslight them. And next time they bring it up, be like, what are you talking about? That's not me. I think you're thinking of somebody else.
No, Rachel, the answer's obvious. What you need to do is you need to go spend a month in Peru.
I have to.
It will no longer be a lie. It's win-win.
I need to go live there for a month.
But you can't let him know that, because then he thinks you're going to have spent 2 months in Peru. And that's just a whole...
I'm not going to have enough information. You know how hard it is to have a conversation with someone that thinks you lived somewhere that they're intimately familiar with? And then they bring up like landmarks and places and things. And I'm like, I don't know whether I should not know what this is or if I should know what this is, having spent time in Peru. So I usually just change the subject. So it'll be like, did you ever go to this one restaurant in Arequipa? And I'm like, bro, have you been to the sushi place in Seattle? It's pretty good.
I do not envy you at all. That sounds like an actual hell to me.
It's the funniest, most horribly awkward thing I think I've ever experienced in my life. Oh, it's terrifying.
Or you could just build on the lie every time. Like, okay, so no, I was physically in Peru, but it was because I was in a coma and I had to do a treatment, a special treatment that could only be done in a private facility in Peru. So we flew out there, they did it, and then they flew me back. I don't have any memories of being in Peru.
Yeah, they actually put a bag over my head for the drive too. So like, I don't even have scenic eye shots of Peru.
I mean, you're in a coma, so it's fine. Or, I mean, you could also...
exactly. But, like, on the way back, I wasn't in the coma, so...
I mean, you could just walk into the room like, oh, hey, Joey, whoa, and then fall, and then hit your head, and then pretend to have amnesia for a little bit, but then be like, You know what's funny? I don't even remember Peru. What if that actually happened, and you just don't remember Peru? What if you were in Peru?
There you go. And that's why I think just gaslighting, being like, I don't know what you're talking about, because then either they need to question my head injury, or they need to question that I'm a liar, and both of those are too awkward for somebody to do. So we're fine.
I do like the gaslighting thing, because now they're like, well...
I think that's the best method.
I'm pretty sure it was you.
Because then I can be like, Who are you talking about? Dude, that's definitely not me. Why would you think that's me? I've never been to fucking Peru. We've never spoken
about Peru.
We're good enough friends and you really don't know that I've never been to Peru? The fuck? Who are you talking to that was there for a month?
Do we need to get you help, Grandma?
Yeah, you gonna be okay, dude? No stupid questions.
No stupid questions. All right. What is a Casbah and why must I rock it?
What? I don't. What is that? How is that spelled?
Casbah. It's Casbah. What is a Casbah and why must I rock it?
Well, I don't know. That's like a
Everybody's yelling at the podcast right now at you. I know it.
That's a complicated question to answer. Because usually Casbahs love to be rocked, but they also hate to be rocked. So, what the fuck are you saying?
You don't know the song Rock the Casbah by The Clash?
No, not even a little bit.
That is hilarious.
I have no memory of this. The second you said song, my brain's just going, rock me like a hurricane. And
really
I know that's not it.
Really quickly Google it, listen to like 10 seconds of it, you'll know it. I'm sure you've heard it somewhere in your life.
What is it called? Is it
Rock
just
the Casbah?
Okay. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, I told you.
I don't think... Okay, I think this is one of those songs. You know how everybody has a song where you don't actually know what the fuck the lyrics are? You just kind of know the sounds?
Yes.
That's one of those for me.
There's another song that was like that for until most recently. It was it's an older song. I forget what it was. I think it was The Night Chicago Died by Paper Lace. I only recently went like, what the fuck are the lyrics of the song, and looked it up.
Yeah, and then you
I thought it was about
your mind.
But I thought it was about like just listening to it as a kid and like in my adult, like I never listened to the lyrics. I just kind of listened to the music, which is a problem I have. Lyrics suck sometimes for me. My brain dumb. I don't know what to tell you. But I subconsciously thought it was about like, oh, the Great Chicago Fire or some shit. Like that's, that's the night Chicago
that
died.
Tracked for you.
But no, it was actually like the night that they fucking stormed on Al Capone. And like, and the song's about like the singer's father going against Al Capone, and like the mother's like upset about it and like worried that he's not going to come home. It's a good song if you haven't heard it recently.
Yeah, that actually sounds really good.
I'm not recommending it.
It's
not my recommendation,
but it is a type of recommendation.
Okay, it was about to be Blind Movie, but it's Am I the Asshole?
Am I the asshole for cleaning my horse's penis in front of my friend?
Yes. Because you probably don't have to do it right then and there, but you've chosen to do it. And they're like, probably, hey, please stop. And you didn't.
I think that's a fair assessment. It starts with, I reduced this post to the basics in hopes that it dies down. I'm sick of people sexualizing my horse.
Jesus Christ. Okay, Mr. Hands.
I have a horse. My friend was at the stables with me. I noticed my horse's sheath was getting bad, so I decided to clean it. I didn't warn my friend. He was freaked out. Since then, he has ignored me. Am I the asshole?
Yeah. I mean, no, but like if we were hanging out and I was showing you my horse and then all of a sudden they go, oh, and then I just get down on my knees and I start like fucking playing with the dong, you're gonna have some inquiries.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing.
I mean, the questions you had for the guy who tried to smuggle pigeons in compares to nothing in this situation. You'd have like a notepad ready, like, okay.
The fact that I had that many questions about the fucking pigeon, but this person couldn't have enough questions about this other human being's mental health to be like, they might think this is weird.
I mean, yeah, there's something on my horse's dick. Give me a second, please.
Just like any forewarning of like, yo, I gotta clean.
But like the fact that he just like got down and just started like messing with it, like any mostly normal people would be like, I gotta go.
I love how not self-aware
because
this fucking person is.
They don't know what this is about. They're like, is he like about to fillet the horse? Is this like a kind of like a...
Yeah,
like,
you just started
like,
jerking off a horse and now they're confused.
Are you kind of like opening the door for me to join in? Like, I don't know what's happening here. I'm leaving. That's my only option.
There's nothing else to do other than walk away from you jerking off a horse.
Not necessarily asshole, but... You're fucking weird, man.
I love one of their comments, the poster's comments, is, he did seem to want to learn, but I'm now realizing his interest only went as far as let's brush the pretty horse. And the fact that they didn't, like, understand that that's what it was is so beautifully socially unaware.
Fact checker said, why did you invite me here?
Yeah, who jerks off a horse without telling someone ahead of time. Oh, God. Horse girls, man.
All right, give me a wheel. Let me spin that wheel.
You actually got Am I the Asshole also.
Okay, here we go. Am I the asshole for blowing up at my husband for sharing pics of our daughter's birthday celebration, resulting in my family finding out about it?
Can you say that one more time?
Yeah, for blowing up at my husband because he shared photos of our daughter's birthday celebration, which resulted in my family finding out about it.
I'm going to go
That's not how it's worded. I reworded it better.
Okay. I'm going to go with... like, you're probably a dick. Unless your family really sucks, you hide a bunch of shit from them.
That's kind of what
the
vibe I'm getting from this.
You could just not have them on your Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, it is weird that they fucking find out.
I'm going to go with you're an asshole.
I'm going to go with not the asshole. All right. Ever since my brother passed away at the age of 17 on his birthday, my family decided to never celebrate birthdays ever again. Jesus Christ. I didn't see where this is going.
Jesus. That got emotional fast.
Yeah, fact checker was like giving it like, oh, did the family not know when her birthday was? Oh, never mind. Well, the situation I put up in my head was that, like, she was distancing herself from her family, like, didn't know where she was or whatever because some abuse shit. And they found her through her husband's Facebook, not being private or some shit. Anyway, my family decided to never celebrate birthdays ever again. It was mom and dad's decision, but because of how much the family loved my brother, extended family decided to do the same and stand in agreement with the decision.
That's a weird thing to just be like, yeah, we agree about that.
Yeah. My husband would refuse to follow this decision and kept celebrating his birthday. Well, it's my birthday.
Well, fuck you. I want presents and cake.
Good on your husband, honestly. Me and the family didn't say a thing about it since he's not blood family, but when I first got pregnant, the argument about celebrating our daughter's birthday occurred. My family advised me to just not celebrate her birthday since she's a baby and won't even remember anyway. That's fucked up because you're a child. The child will learn about birthdays from...
And they will learn that you suck.
They will learn about them from the first child they speak to. It's inevitable, and like you can't force a child to not celebrate their birthday.
I can't imagine being like, someone important in my life died, so now I don't acknowledge any birthdays or major holidays.
My uncle died on Christmas, so Christmas is just gone now.
Yeah, just like Uncle Jeff.
I agreed, but my husband threw a fit and insisted that we celebrate our daughter's first birthday. I caved in eventually, but told him we have to have a small secret celebration so that my family wouldn't find out about it. He agreed. The next day, I got a call from Mom, and she was so upset, saying that my word meant nothing and that I have no respect for my brother's memory nor the family. I asked what she meant, and she told me that she saw the birthday pics on my husband posted on social media. I was too shocked to even argue. I hung up and went straight to my husband to confront him about it. He got defensive and said that he didn't need my permission to post pics and that he wanted to show his family the birthday celebration pics since I insisted we have a small secret party and exclude them. I explained to him how this made me look bad and a liar to my family, but he says they can get over it and called my mom Snooby. I like Snooby. I think she meant snobby, but she wrote Snooby.
No, she meant to write Snooby.
I blew up at him, and it could be snooty, but it's with a B. I blew up at him, and we had a huge fight about it. He started sulking later and said I ruined the memory of our daughter's first birthday for him and verbally abused with him how I lashed out, but I solely did it out of frustration, knowing that what happened caused a massive problem between me and my family. Now he's expecting an apology from me. Am I the asshole? Well, you were right. She is an asshole.
Yeah,
he's also kind of an asshole because, you know, he definitely lied and didn't respect her boundaries, but there shouldn't have been any to begin with.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been covert. It should have just been like, I will be posting pictures of this.
Yeah.
Done. Because I don't think, like, the posting of the pictures is the problem. It's more of the covertly doing it and not informing your spouse ahead of time.
Like, look, your daughter never knew your brother. So that's stupid logic that she doesn't get a birthday because your brother died on his birthday.
Also, like, it's
what
fucking
the fuck
insane
is that?
to be... To just follow the path of, like, oh, Jeremy died outside, so therefore I can never leave the house again. What?
It's not even that, like, there would be some room for argument if the brother died on the day that she was born.
Yeah.
But even then,
perhaps.
like, it's a slim fucking argument.
Yeah, there's really not a reason. Well, because even the, like
unless
Jeremy
you're
died
Jehovah's
outside,
Witnesses, this is dumb.
But if they were Jehovah's Witnesses, they would have never celebrated the birthdays in the first place. So
yeah, that's a good point.
No, they're fucking crazy people.
For sure.
Your turn to spin?
Yes, it is my turn. You got wild card.
Okay. I'm gonna do a movie review.
Dope.
I'm gonna do Sorry to Bother You. Gamage, have you ever seen that?
That is the one about the black gentleman working at a call center, and he develops a white voice, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's got Tessa Thompson, incredible actress, one of my favorites ever. That is an incredible movie.
Yeah, that is a really good movie.
You watched it last time you were here, didn't you?
Did I show it to you last time you were
did
here?
not.
Or were we just talking about it?
I had already known about it since its conception into the universe.
Okay, good.
Like, Spike Lee emailed me directly. He alerted me that this movie existed. That is how dialed into this movie I am.
I need you to know. No, I watched this movie, I think, like, right when it first came out.
It's fantastic, yeah.
But, yeah, it's this black gentleman not even starts at a call center. Like, he's kind of been working at one. And then, or no, I guess maybe he starts. I don't know. He gets a job at a call center.
He's a temp that starts working
there. You go. Yes. And then one of the guys next to him is like, oh, man, if you do a white voice, like, you'll get more sales. So he gets a really good white voice going, which I don't even know who does his white voice.
His white voice is done by David Cross.
Okay. Yes.
Who's actually doing a stand-up up here the day that Brittany and I are going to be out of town, and I'm upset about it.
Oh, that's really, really upsetting.
The Patton Oswalt is another of the white voices. It's a fantastic cast. I love this movie to death.
Yeah, it's really, really good cast. But yeah, so he's at the call center. He does the white voice. He starts moving up like crazy high in the company and gets to go to this like other floor that's this mystical, magical floor. And then starts getting invited to like company parties by the head of the company, who's actually Armie Hammer, the cannibal guy. And then Armie Hammer drugs him and turns him into a horse person. And then he leads a revolution to release the horse people into the streets.
I almost wanted to say don't spoil it for people, but I feel like it's a good hook. But like he stumbles on this horse transformation project. And because of that, they're like, all right, you're going to make you a horse now.
Yeah, and just so much happens. Just watch it. It goes from a good movie to a really good and very weird movie.
It is such a crazy turn. It's a great movie. It's enjoyable.
Fantastic cast. Just go fucking watch it.
Hit me with that wheel.
You got Slice of Life Advice.
Ooh, which one of these do I want? How about this one? Because this one just seems more fun. Catfish has a video of me masturbating. What do I do?
Like the show?
No. So I'm sure he explains it in here, but this is a common occurrence. Well, an uncommon occurrence.
Oh. I was imagining the show Catfish. I don't know why. I didn't assume it was an actual catfish. My brain was like, damn, I knew
the thing the show's about.
I knew the guy on that show got like ousted for some reason, but I didn't know if this was it. Oh my God.
Before I go on,
so
I know
funny.
I am a fucking idiot, so let me have it. So I matched with this girl on Tinder, quote unquote. In hindsight, she probably was too good to be true, of course. But we started talking and follow each other on Instagram, and everything seems to check out. Had a good amount of followers and engagement on posts. What was posted corroborated with what she had told me about herself. The entire thing then moved to Snapchat, and naughty pictures started getting sent. I initially didn't show my face, but then the person asked to video call. My brain just kind of shut down, and my horniness kicked in. I'm 100% positive it was a catfish around 3 minutes into the call, and they definitely got my face in the video. What do I do now? I live in a country where cybersecurity is terrible, and law enforcement essentially doesn't not give a fuck about it. I quickly went to every online profile I had and upped the security and privacy setting. I'm kind of freaked out about and disappointed at how stupid I was. So this thing is actually pseudo-common, not to people in our sort of circles, but like people who are looking for love online and usually get down a weird rabbit hole, and then this kind of thing happens from a scammer, and then the scammer threatens to like, if you don't pay us, we're going to send this video to all of your like employer, your girlfriend, your brother, your sister, your parents, everybody you know.
Yeah. I feel like the best way to deal with this is just to not respond.
I mean, like, they have it, so like if you don't,
they either have it or they're saying they have it, and then they're going to send it to people, at which point, like, I don't know, I would just
no matter
go up
what,
to the people and be like, hey,
yes,
don't look at that.
Yes, and that's something I've thought of too, is like, look, it's getting out there. If you send them money, they're going to just say,
yeah, it doesn't
send
matter
us more
either
money.
way. What's going to stop them from being like,
yeah, that's how blackmail works. That's how people get in holes like that. You have to just be like, all right, guys, there's a video of me masturbating. Watch it if you want, but I don't recommend it. The lighting is
really
awful.
Like to, it's out there now. I did fire the director after this piece.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, please. Your like, comment, and subscribe on your most favoritist stolen porn website.
But yeah, know that it's going to get out there one way or another. So own up to it. Don't negotiate with terrorists. The same thing happens to like ransomware. Whenever you get like that kind of bad malware that like shuts your computer down and says all your files have been encrypted, send us money and we'll decrypt it for you. Don't, because if you do it, first of all, they don't have to give you your shit back, and second of all, it's just funding them to keep doing this to people.
Yeah, just try not to give a shit, to be honest.
I'm bad at this because I don't back up my shit. I should, but if any data you don't have backed up, you must be prepared to lose and never get back again. That's the bitter truth about it.
All right, Home Slice.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Spin the wheel.
Ready. That's the closest to a wheel noise I'm
like
gonna
the
get.
Cowardly Lion. When he goes like, ready.
You got advice. Look at that.
Oh, perfect. I really wanted to read this one, so I'm glad I got advice. I think my naked impression of a rhino has given my girlfriend the ick. How do I come back from this? Oh, they're both females. Check that out.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? Because like you did cut out a little bit. I'm pretty sure I got the gist, but I need the clear words.
I think my 30 female naked impression of a rhino has given my girlfriend 33 female the ick. How do I come back from this?
Well, I mean, the only way we can help is if we know what this rhino impression looks like.
Well, I think we're not going to be able described.
To. Oh, damn. Okay, I'm shutting up.
I woke up to a chilly morning today and beelined to the shower, wanting to warm up as fast as possible.
On a fall day.
Yes. I turned the water on, stripped down, and put my hand out to feel if it had heated up yet. It had not. In order to conserve
fucking noob
heat,
mistake.
In order to conserve heat like the knowledgeable survivalist I am, I thought it was wise to crouch down into a ball to minimize my surface area and to keep reaching into the shower occasionally to see if the water was warm. Now, ordinarily, I don't mind when my girlfriend comes into the bathroom if I'm in the shower because it's all very expected and normal. I'll be showering upright, standing. She'll have a little tinkle, and everyone retains their dignity. But today was not an ordinary day. She had woken up and pursued her regular routine. I'd awoken and chosen to become unto Gollum. She walked in, sat on the loo, and then saw me, a squat, corrupted flesh sphere, splashing in the shallow end of the shower tray. I saw myself through her eyes and a shiver ran through me. However, I saw a way out. Comedy. I remembered a tweet that I had never thought about until I found myself in this position and decided to pass it off as my own. I asked her, quote, "You ever get on all fours in the shower and pretend to be a rhino, moaning pleasurably in the first rains of the year?" End quote. Before she had time to tell me, "No, that's extremely unusual," I doubled down. I crawled into the shower and mooed enthusiastically like a grateful little rhinoceros. I saw something die in her eyes. She flushed and walked out of the bathroom. We both finished getting ready, avoiding eye contact.
What a power move. And then you just walk out, silent.
How do I come back from this and rescue my image as a being with an ounce of sexuality and dignity? Update, I showed her this post, and it turns out she was so groggy first thing she didn't even remember the rhino bit. That's the funniest thing ever.
Okay, at first I was about to be like, did you mean armadillo and say rhino? Because rhino's not in a ball, but then the payoff came out. Look, if she got the ick from that, you clearly need somebody else. Because that shit is in your DNA. You're not going to just stop.
Funniest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. I love it. The first comment, if she doesn't appreciate you, find a game warden who will. And that's my policy here as well. Holy fuck. No,
that's
oh my God.
Fucking story, though.
You can only hope to end up with someone that this is their panic response to being found curled in a ball for warmth.
Yeah.
My God. That is the best shit I've ever read.
If you can't do dumb shit and laugh about it, then what's the point of living?
Why the fuck are you with this person? Yeah. Yeah. What's the point of living? Not even. You got true crime, funny crime.
True crime, funny crime. All right. A man posing as a U.S. military official murders a mother and her children after they moved to the big city for opportunity.
That's a movie.
It's a movie?
Yeah.
What movie?
I don't know.
It was a movie. This is Godzilla 1998.
Fuck you. Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah. It was movie crime or time movie funny crime movie.
It wasn't, but I don't care. It's still good. It doesn't fucking matter. This is this is our podcast. We'll do whatever the fuck we want.
Hear ye.
All right, spin a wheel.
Spin a wheel. All right.
Okay, Cthulhu.
Oh, look, another advice.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. My husband accused me of murder out of the blue. How do I salvage this?
I feel like I read this one. Give it to me.
This is long and ridiculous. Sorry. My husband, Luke, had a sister, Laura. We were all close and saw each other 2 to 3 times a month along with their parents. Almost 6 months ago, Laura fell down the stairs at their family home and died. It was a freak accident. There's a window on the half landing and she hit her head on the sill. I was the last person to see her. I was there for less than 10 minutes and she was in her pajamas making coffee. I didn't even stay for a drink and I struggle with how such a brief and meaningless interaction could have been her last. She deserved much more. My husband and I have been married for a year, but we've been together for 4 and have known each other for 20 plus. When Laura's parents found her, they called my husband straight away and we rushed over. We faced the whole thing as a family. In the days after, Luke started quizzing me. Exactly what we talked about, what she was wearing, where she was standing, etc. It progressed to saying I was providing conflicting information on tiny details he was deliberately misunderstanding, and accusing me of withholding information because I couldn't tell him things like what pajamas she was wearing. This escalated quickly but lasted for less than a week as I lost my cool and made it clear that I was done with answering questions. He didn't bring it up again and I wrote it off as a grief quirk. His behavior was generally that of a normal grieving person after. Last Friday, he outright accused me of murdering her in front of his parents out of the blue. We were all stunned. There was an inquest which recently concluded. What the fuck is that? And there was never any doubt the verdict would be accidental death. He said it was completely obvious and he couldn't believe that no one else could see it. He claims I went through his phone, found his messages with Laura. Absolutely no idea what he's talking about because I've never looked at his phone. And that I went over to her, confront her about things, and things got out of hand. What the fuck happened between him and his sister? And I pushed her down the stairs. By the time he was shouting about going to the police and getting the inquest overturned, which fact checker has announced that it is a judicial inquiry to ascertain the facts relating to an incident, as in like how somebody dies. By the end of the shouting about going to the police and getting the inquest overturned and how I wasn't going to get away with it, let me be clear, Laura and I had a great relationship. We all did. I have no idea where this is coming from other than these messages that I haven't seen. I don't think there's anything I could ever see on someone's phone that would drive me to murder, so this is ridiculous. He's been with his parents since this happened and will not talk to me at all. I've had some contact with his mom, but she's not being very communicative. Last I heard, she didn't know what messages he was referring to either. I'm still completely stunned. I have no idea how to proceed. I made a commitment to be there for him always, and I understand grief can manifest in strange ways, but part of me feels like my love for him died the second he called me a murderer.
So basically I got the gist of it, which is he like legitimately accused her of murdering his sister.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, here's the advice. It's not going to work out, hun.
Yeah, I think once you get to the point of legitimately accusing somebody of murder, there's no fucking way to come back from that.
Like, look, you maybe you can fucking like explain it and convince him, and he goes, oh, okay, well, my bad. No, he just accused you of murder. It's time to call it.
Yeah, like
it's over. I'm sorry.
Even if you convince him that you didn't murder her, that little neural pathway of thinking you're a fucking murderer, I feel like is always going to kind of exist.
Yeah, he's legally accusing you. It's not okay.
What messages do you think he's talking about?
I don't know. It probably some projection thing of like he did something he knew he wasn't supposed to, like cheating or something. Maybe he was sleeping with his sister. I don't know. But something that he would think is so bad that she would murder his sister over. So I don't know.
Where do you think he was when his sister died?
I think that maybe what was on the text messages was the real reason why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Which is that it's magically delicious. Wait, fuck.
The fact that secret got out and now she must be silenced.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's all crazy.
Oh, check that out. I think this is a perfect one to end on. It is Pop Culture Song Review.
Pop Culture Song Review. Is this, I'm going to talk about music, or
this
is my actual recommendation?
Baby, one more time with your actual song recommendations for the week.
I'm going to recommend the band Castle Rat. If you've ever heard of Castle Rat, they're incredible. They're a new age band that kind of lives like they're from the 70s. Like they sound like a classic like Black Sabbath band. They are rock. They dress up and everything. It's great. It's very theatrical. It goes hard. Somebody also said it's like Dungeons and Dragons meets Jefferson Airplane, which is also kind of accurate. Castle Rat, the song I recommend is Dagger Dragger. Is such a fucking hard song.
Sounds cool as shit.
Hell yeah. She also dresses like Red Sonja, like kind of like Red Sonja, not like she's not cosplaying Red Sonja, but she's like trying to like get like that kind of Conan the Barbarian feel, and she hits it.
Dope. My song recommendation for the week is Fever by Sherwin and Soraya May.
Ooh.
It's got like, it's kind of like a funky synthy sound, I guess. It's the best way to
like
put
it has
it,
some,
but
like it's a synthy song that has like groove undertones. Because
yeah,
that's the kind of shit I fucking live for.
Yeah, same. It's my preferred genre to live in when I'm trying to like focus and get something done because it's good background music. But that is my recommendation for the week is a funky synthy Fever by Sherwin and Soraya May. Well, this has been the final episode of We Have That Podcast at Home. Not actually, we're going to keep doing this, but it is our 1 year anniversary episode. So thank you guys for being here if you've been here from the start.
1 year. Yeah. You've learned nothing if you're still listening to this podcast.
52 weeks.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't learn anything either.
No,
not without attempt of trying. We did try. We like learned stuff on Wikipedia and read it to each other, but
and immediately forgot it. I haven't been taking notes, I think, is the problem. So it just kind of flits in one ear and right out the other, usually while you're actively saying it, which is why I make you repeat stuff.
That cut out.
It's fine. It's in there.
I bet it's actually relevant to that too.
It probably was. Thank you guys for listening. At this point, I'm not even going to ask if you liked us or if you just fucking hate us, because clearly you either have such a hard hate boner that you're here to stay, or you genuinely like to be here, and both of those are strange. So please like, subscribe, comment, and download us on whatever your most favorite is podcasting places. If you ever want us to talk about a thing, or talk about your thing, or send us a picture of your thing, please email us at WHTPAH@gmail.com. That's WHTPAH@gmail.com. You can also follow us at WHTPAH on Blue Sky. I'm not spelling it twice, though. Suck it. And you can follow us on Instagram at We Have That Podcast at Home, where Fact Checker posts fabulous posts with funny photos. Next week, we will be tackling the fine art of oh, it's wild card again, motherfucker. You don't know shit about next week, and neither do we.
Hell yeah.
Dope. Suck it.
Well, that was fun.
All right. Anyway, guys, thanks for being here for a year. I've been off-brand Rachel, but my love is very on-brand for you.
I want you to get this transcribed so that you get all the words. I want you to print it out on 24-pound paper. I want you to shred it through a shredder. I want you to mix it up with water and just keep mixing until it creates just like it's completely emulsified. I want you to put that in a syringe, and then I want you to inject this into your neck.
I mean, do you listen to our podcast any other way?
Get this WHTPAH up in you.
I don't feel like I can hear the letters if I don't inject it directly.
I'm kidding. Please don't do that. I don't want to get sued.
Look, if you do that, you just can't sue us, okay?
Okay? You can't. Cool. This is our illegal thing. You can't sue us for the things we say to do. Jerry? Don't do it.
Roy? We're talking to the two of you. Be cool.
Jerry?
Yeah, and Roy.
Who the fuck is Jerry?
I don't know. He just needed to be included. I didn't want Roy to feel singled out.
Well, anyway. I have been off-brand Gamage.
I've been off-brand Rachel, but my love for you is on-brand, and this has been
I'm never doing that.
Have that podcast at home.
I'm going to condense that down so that it's
please
just
do.
Super fast.
I wonder if it'll sound normal or weird. Yeah, please to condense it down.
I fucking will. I'm keeping this in too.
Yes. I'm so in support of that. I want to hear what it sounds like.
Well, bye.
Love you, bye.